They Really Said That presents Constructive Dialogue with Nordstrom, or Mud is a Gray Area. Since 2010, human rights activists have been asking Nordstrom not to carry the Israeli product Ahava Dead Sea Laboratories Cosmetics. Human rights activists told Nordstrom,
Ahava profits from the occupation by locating its main plant and store in an illegal Israeli settlement. Ahava also uses in its products mud from the Dead Sea, excavated in an occupied area, and thus exploits occupied natural resources for profit. This is illegal under international humanitarian law. Ahava products are labeled as product of Israel, but according to international law, the West Bank cannot be considered to be part of the state of Israel.
Nordstrom replied,
We are not lawyers, but we want to abide by all laws and regulations, as well as being able to stand behind our goods and services in all cases. They are satisfied that they are in compliance, so we continue to carry the product.
How is Ahava in compliance with Nordstrom's corporate social responsibility policies? Either A, Nordstrom does not accept that Ahava has an active mud excavation site in the Megalot region of the occupied West Bank, which is in contravention of the Geneva Conventions, which forbid the exploitation of natural resources in occupied territories, or B, Nordstrom does accept that Ahava is in contravention of the Geneva Conventions.
We've done all that we can to make sure that this is a legally compliant product under U.S. law and meets our standards, including human rights as well.
Is it your personal view that Nordstrom should continue to build a relationship with a company that operates a mineral mud excavation site in the occupied West Bank in contravention of the Geneva Conventions?
It is our understanding that Ahava's products carried at Nordstrom are labeled correctly according to U.S. requirements.
The issue with Ahava has little to do with labeling. Rather, it has to do with the fact that Ahava mines and processes its beauty products in an illegal Israeli settlement in the West Bank.
We appreciate your thoughtful inquiry. These products meet our requirements for labeling, and they adhere to our partnership guidelines.
Labeling is not the issue. Has Nordstrom inspected Ahava's manufacturing operations in Mitzvah Shalom in the occupied West Bank in accordance with your partnership guidelines? If you have, are you in a position to say if Nordstrom is satisfied that Ahava does not source raw materials illegally from the Dead Sea shores and that the locals, Palestinians, are not being discriminated against?
After reviewing the unidentified third-party report, we were satisfied with the results and feel that Ahava is in accordance with our partnership guidelines. We cannot provide you with a copy of that report, but we feel it confirms for us that the materials used in the Ahava products Nordstrom carries are sourced in Israel and not in Palestinian territory.
Oh, well, Israeli human rights group B'Tselem said,
The Ahava Cosmetics firm in Kibbutz Mitzvah Shalom produces products from the high mineral content mud of the northern Dead Sea.
The northern Dead Sea is, of course, in the occupied Palestinian territories, not in Israel. In fact, the Israeli government has said,
In the jurisdiction of the Megalot Dead Sea Regional Council, mud mining permissions were given to the company Dead Sea Laboratories Limited.
In light of these recent findings, would Nordstrom be willing to conduct another, more thorough audit of Ahava's excavation and manufacturing facilities?
We are satisfied with the results of the third-party independent audits that were conducted on the products Nordstrom is offering.
Are you saying that Nordstrom accepts that Ahava currently excavates mud from the occupied territories?
We are satisfied with the audit results we've received.
So, although very recent official Israeli government documentation appears to confirm that Ahava excavates mud illegally from the occupied territories,
We are satisfied with the results of the recent audit reports we've reviewed.
Yes, Nordstrom is happy with the recent audit reports. Let's try a different question, generic in nature. What is Nordstrom's policy from a corporate social responsibility perspective towards suppliers that illegally source raw materials from an occupied territory, and where they pay no royalties, taxes, or any form of payment to that occupied territory for those raw materials? I'm a longtime Nordstrom shopper who is disappointed to hear that Nordstrom will remain in violation of its own social responsibility guidelines by continuing to carry a product that violates human rights and international law and fraudulently labels its products.
Where Ahava gets their salts is clearly the Israeli part of the Dead Sea, but where they get their mud is a gray area. Thanks for reaching out.
All quotations are from emails, phone calls, or publications. They really said that all those times.